What's up, YouTube? Cold Ass Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota. And today I wanted to share something with y'all that's kind of been on my mind, all night since yesterday. And the thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about was these people that harass you and beg you for money. Money that you don't even have, mind you, because you suffering too. Okay, just because, you know what I mean, you may have a roof over your head, or you may be driving a decent vehicle, or you got on clothes that are clean or whatever. It doesn't mean that you're not suffering just like the next person. And these people that just harass you and beg, I mean, it don't even matter. Like yesterday, I was at a Popeye's fried chicken. I have been sick in the house for like the past 5 days with a sinus infection and other things going on. And so yesterday I was like, well, let me get out and get some sun and stuff and go for a walk or whatever. So I went out, I got in the neighborhood and saw people and talked to people and conversate and da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, it was around 3. I was like, well, let me go have a couple of chicken wings, you know what I'm saying? So I go to the Popeye's fried chicken, and me and the rest of the people sitting there in the restaurant, we trying to eat our food, it ain't nothing special, whatever. We just sitting there trying to eat our food. And so this woman, I noticed this woman coming. She's coming up the block. She's coming 3 blocks away. She's coming 2 blocks away. She's coming 1 block away. And she's holding this little white container in her hand. And she's like loud, like talking to herself, just acting like something ain't right with her. So she comes inside the Popeye's fried chicken, which she has the right to do or whatever. And soon as she come in there, she start asking, she go to every table and she's asking everybody, do they want to buy a piece of carrot cake? Now, obviously, she has this carrot cake inside this container that she's been walking with up and down these blocks. So she finally get to my table and she asked me, do I want to buy the carrot cake? And I'm like, no, I don't even like carrots, which I don't. I hate carrots. I hate the sight of carrots. I hate the way they smell. I hate the way they look. I don't like nothing about a carrot. You will never catch me eating a carrot or drinking carrot juice. Never in my life. It's something about it where I just hate them. And so, excuse me, because it's sometimes hard for me to talk because I've been really under the weather. My throat, my sinuses, everything jacked up. So this woman is still, going from table to table, asking each and every person to buy the damn carrot cake. First she wanted $2 for the carrot cake. Then she dropped it down to $1 for the carrot cake. Then she dropped it down to 50 cents. Okay, and it's like, I still don't want the carrot cake. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone. And it's not that I don't sympathize with people who are suffering, because I'm suffering. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, make a long story short, so I leave the restaurant. I get in my car. I'm on University Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota, trying to make the light to get on the freeway. So the lady comes outside the restaurant holding her sign against her chest like this, and she stands right up against my car window. And so some girls are on the other side of the street catching the bus, and they're like, they're yelling like, ma'am, they're making jokes. I know you get a check. Get that woman some change or whatever. And then I yell out the door, yeah, I get a check, but I'm still suffering even though I got a check and a college degree. You know what I'm saying? I know people who didn't even finish high school that have better jobs and better money than I do. So I'm just saying, it's people out here suffering. Just because they don't look like they suffering don't mean they not suffering. And the thing about it is, I was homeless for 3.5 years with my son. I was homeless for 3.5 years, and not once did I beg anybody for anything. I didn't even beg people for a place to sleep. I really didn't. You know, and that's a long story. I can't even go into detail about everything that me and my son went through during those 3.5 years of being homeless. But believe me when I tell you, we went through a lot of shit. We did go through a lot of shit. But not one time did I ever stand on the corner of the freeway with a sign saying I will work for food or whatever. I mean, these people be coming up with some real creative ass signs for your ass. They be really coming up with some. Okay, here's one right here. Watch this. You got two of them standing here on the corner. It be like 2 or 3 of these people. They tag team. It sometimes be 2 men and a lady. And then when they not here on the corner, they be standing up underneath the bridge. And these people right here, they not even as bad as the woman I was telling y'all about from yesterday. I mean, that lady didn't have no pride, no dignity or nothing. And his sign says, homeless, anything will help, thank you. But like I just told y'all, I was homeless. I'm not ashamed to tell nobody. I was homeless. I had nowhere to call my own. I didn't have a bed to sleep in of my own. I didn't have keys of my own. I had lost everything. I had lost every single thing. So when I'm showing y'all this and when I'm telling y'all about these situations that I've been in, I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm trying to put down somebody. Because God in heaven above knows I will never, ever, ever try to put down anybody for the situation that they're in. If you want to see an understanding person, you looking at it right here. I'm a very understanding person. I'm a non-judgmental person. I accept everybody for who they are and what they are. So putting down somebody is not exactly what I'm trying to do. Not at all. Not at all. But people should have some dignity and respect for themselves. Because here in Minnesota, even if you homeless, you do not have to be hungry. Because there are so many places here in Minnesota for a person to get a free meal. There are so many places that give out abundance of food. I'm talking about abundance of food. You don't have to go without a meal. You don't have to go without food here in Minnesota. Now, you may suffer trying to find a shelter, or the one you want, or the one that's good for you and your kids, or the one that's good for you. And believe me, yes, when you're in a shelter, you're going to have to deal with some shit that you wouldn't normally deal with in everyday life. And I'm not saying that you're going to be abused or put down or hurt, none of that kind of stuff. It's just that it's an inconvenience because it's not your place and you have to go by somebody else's rules. And a lot of these people that you see, I don't know if it's like that in your city, but in Minnesota, it seems like on every block, when you get off the freeway, or if you're in the heart of the city, you're gonna see stuff like that. You're gonna see people with signs, people walking up to your car, begging you for money. You give them $1 and they tell you it's not enough, they want more. And it's like, how can you be so disrespectful? You know, how can you be so disrespectful? If all I got is $2 to give you, then take the $2 that I'm giving you. At least I'm trying to give you something. I mean, some of these people will cuss you out. If you go inside your ashtray and you dig out your little change you got, you might be trying to keep the change from when you go to Aldi's and you need quarters to put in the shopping cart for when you at Aldi's, or you need quarters for when you want to do your laundry. And you can dig and give these people your change and your quarters, and they don't even appreciate it. They will cuss you out. They be like, is that all you got to give? This ain't nothing but some change. I can't do nothing with this. But one thing I found out from talking with a friend of mine, he works with the homeless population here in Minnesota. And he was telling me that a large majority of them are either mentally handicapped, which I sympathize with, because I've dealt with them. I dealt with my own mental issues. I know mental illness is a bad thing. And we need more help for that in this country. And then he was telling me too again, a lot of them are on drugs. Matter of fact, I was driving with him. He was trying to find someone for whatever purpose, and he was pointing out to me on like every block we go through, this one's on meth, this one's on crack, this one's on heroin, and it was like one after the next, one after the next, one after the next. Because if I was homeless with my baby, and I never had to stand on the corner and beg nobody for nothing. Not even to say that I didn't have to. There's plenty of times where when I had lost everything, I didn't even have a car. I went from living in a 2-car garage, 3-bedroom house, owning a beautiful Cadillac and a beautiful truck, to having nothing, not even a broom to sweep with. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that's how quick you can lose everything. You can lose everything. One day you can have a broom and you sweeping your front door, and the next day you ain't even got no front door nor no broom. So it's like, I understand the struggle. I really do understand the struggle. And my heart goes out and I sympathize for everybody who's going through the struggle, because this shit is real. You know what I mean? This suffering and this hurting is real. And it hurts. You know what I mean? It hurts when you down and out and you suffering and you don't even know why. You don't even know what you've done. You don't even know how you got in this predicament. You know, you tried to be a good person. You tried to do the right thing. You tried to go to school. You tried to do everything right. And all of a sudden, everything is just turned upside down. And you don't even have an idea of how to pull yourself up and out of this dungeon that you in. But one thing I can say is, I never begged nobody for shit. I never stood on no corner holding up no sign. I never walked inside no Popeyes restaurant and disturbed people while they were trying to eat their food, walking up and down the restaurant begging, trying to force people to give you what they don't even got to give you. You understand? Somebody probably took their last $5 and some change just to buy them some chicken. And you coming in begging like these people got it going on when they don't? Everybody out here suffering. I mean, unless it's a millionaire or a billionaire. But us normal people out here that's working every day, we suffering. You understand? In the building I live, there are certain people in there, they got Section 8 housing and everything. I ain't got no damn Section 8 housing. I pay straight out of my pocket. And sometimes it's my whole entire paycheck that will go to pay 1 month's of rent. My whole entire paycheck. And I'm not begging. I'm not asking nobody for nothing. You understand? Don't get me wrong. I go around to these free churches and get they they have tons and tons of produce, pineapples, apples, lettuce, meat, everything they give you for free here in Minnesota. So when I talk about people not having to suffer in Minnesota, when I talk about people not having to go hungry in Minnesota, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because I'm not just going to talk about something and I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about when I say you can get a free meal. You can go here and get free food. You can get bags and bags and bags of food here in Minnesota at different places around the city. It's not even like you got to, I'm in Maplewood and this is where I have to go. No, you can go to different places around the city. Different churches around the city in Minnesota will give you so much food. You would like, wow, you getting like $500 worth of free food and it's perfectly good. So there's no reason other than a trickster or somebody who is capable of ripping somebody off or somebody who is out here doing dirt to stand on the corner of the entrance of the freeway and beg for money. It's something more to it than that. You know, it's something more to it than that. Than somebody who say, oh, I'm homeless, therefore I'm begging for money. No, you begging for money for other reasons. And it don't have a damn thing to do with being homeless or suffering. Because somebody who is suffering, somebody who is out here struggling, they going to be on their grind. They going to be walking in the rain, in the cold, in the heat, trying to do what they got to do. They're going to be putting in applications. They're going to be knocking on doors of organizations trying to get their foot in the door. They're going to be doing whatever they try to do to get themselves back to the standard of life that they're used to living. They're not going to settle for standing on the corner holding up a sign begging people for change. So not to make this video too long, you know, I'm not really one to come on here and do rants. Although I do be having some stuff on my mind I probably need to start getting out. But just because you homeless don't mean you gotta beg. And that's just the realness of it all. As always, Cold as Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota. Grace and peace.